Okay, so if you already have the OG Clean, you don't need the SV. But since this has been sent to me by Kefine, I'll put this here right now to let you know immediately that I'm allowed to say whatever I want to say. And what I want to say about them is that they're mid in the best way possible, where if you don't own either of the two versions, go for the SV, since although the SV is the cleaner tuned version, the change between the two versions isn't all too drastic, as both uses the same 10mm dynamic driver with the same impedance and sensitivity of 32 ohms and 107 decibels. So something like the Apple dongle here will be more than enough. Then if we consider like the housing as well as the dimensions as well as the construction, it's practically the same, so you could literally just EQ the old to match with the new and it's gonna sound extremely close, or do it vice versa. Not to mention, true to its name here, it's going to be clean sounding. So this is vanilla ice cream at best, with some sprinkles on top when using the tuning nozzles. Okay, but that said, however, I'll tell you which one is better for gaming, which versions work best at a specific scenario, and I'll show you the changes that actually matter to those wanting a longer lasting IEM, because let's be honest here, $55 or 3,000 pesos for what's essentially just earphones really isn't cheap for a lot of people. So let's start with the build and recommendations to make sure that you actually prolong the life of these. Okay, so the OG has this brass looking replaceable nozzles that is similar to the Moondrop Chew 2's nozzle, meaning it oxidizes quickly if you live in a humid environment or if you don't always have air conditioning on. So it should be general knowledge here that it's essential to always clean them and to store them in a case with silica balls every time after using them. The SV on the other hand have these stainless steel looking nozzles on top of the entire part being removable. Meaning, if the SV ever gets the same problems as the OG, you can pretty much get the entire nozzle piece directly from Kefine if they sell it separately, like the old version. Regardless, housing between the two versions are still made of metal, coating feels the same for the most part, so only time will really tell if the SV gets the same paint chipping issues as the OG, while the dimensions remain, again, for the most part unchanged at around 16mm for the top width, roughly 12.5mm for the bottom taper, 9.7mm for the thickness, and 22.8mm for the height. But where they slightly differ here is going to be in the lip diameter, with the OG being, again, slightly thicker at 6.5mm, while the SV is slightly smaller at 6.3mm. In essence, if you're like me and you liked how the OG felt, you'll also like the SV since it's not too big, nor is it too tall. As a matter of fact, it actually feels really good regardless, because it's not gonna be touching a lot of my ears at least, and my ears are pretty small. So, good for all day use. Plus, it's pretty light too. Although, I do have to hammer this like warning to you, right? The Clean is known to have paint chipping as well as oxidation issues in high humidity climates. So, even if you can commit to constantly clean and to store either versions to a case with silica balls, I do not recommend these for commutes, long walks, maybe some exercise, or activities that generally involve a lot of sweat despite them having a good shape, good seal, and good tuning for commutes and pretty much all day use. Moving on, in terms of accessories, they're still going to have the same canvas case, the same 2-pin 0.78mm cables that are quite hard to plug in but don't have cable noise when walking with them. You'll also have the options for a 3.5mm, 4.4mm, any Type-C plus mic options with the SV, while you only really have like the 3.5mm or the Type-C plus the mic option for the OG. Do bear in mind that the Type-C options here will have a DAC, so it's a plug-and-play type of scenario, but there is no app associated with these, so if you want to EQ, any EQ would be done using a third-party software. Plus, they also released this DAC with the CX31983 DAC chip for around like $11, and honestly, just get the GM12. These aren't worth it. In terms of ear tips, you'll have the same black silicone tips at small, medium, as well as large sizes, including additional clear silicone ear tips for the SV that's softer with pretty much the same measurements across the board. Overall, the general consensus here is minor cosmetic changes and minor accessory changes as well. So what's the difference in their sound, and why did I say that there's no point in getting the SV if you already have the OG? That has to do with the tuning. SV with default nozzles, the silver one, is less bass and more treble. Very clean sounding and very minor differences compared to the OG like silver nozzles. Then moving on, SV with gold nozzles is a less harsh version of the OG with the black nozzles, so better for gaming in terms of longevity, and it's less peaky overall. Then the black nozzles on the SV offers like a warmer, more laid-back sound in comparison to the other two, and it generally follows the same principle, so EQ will more than suffice if you want to get an idea on how the OG sounds. However, if you don't have either of the two versions and you want something generally good for gaming, generally good for music, and generally good for indoor uses, like very broad spectrums here, but you don't have a specific tuning preference in mind, then going for the SV is the better option. Now, before we get to the sound impressions, the comparisons, gaming impressions, as well as like how they perform in general use, consider becoming a subscriber to get notified when videos like these goes up. Alright, let's talk about bass. Comparing between the two versions, I generally find the default nozzle on the OG to be more fun to listen to since they're bassier, making them sound fuller, heavier, punchier, and better suited for genres like pop, rap, or EDM, while the SV provides a bit more of a neutral bright sound, making them come off as, again, cleaner, but both of them can still fall within the category of boring or balanced when it comes to bass. Then in terms of the mid-range, the default nozzles in both IEMs sound correct, where you're not really going to get an extra warm, deep, or full-bodied feel to the male vocals, unlike say the Tangsu 1 or 2, and female vocals won't provide the goosebumps-inducing wow factor that they commonly associate with brighter tuned IEMs like the CCA Phoenix. Then for the treble honors to the air regions, it's generally the same story across the board, being that it's safe, easy to listen to, and non-fatiguing. Put it simply, OG leans warmer and SV leans brighter, where everyone will either like it or tolerate it. It's not a hateable IEM, but it's also not going to be my favorite IEM of the bunch. As for the technicals from the context of gaming and music, both will still feel like they're inside your head, so soundstage feels up close and personal, with horizontal stuff sounding generally far, like properly far, and stuff happening in the vertical plane sounding much closer. It's an oblong. In terms of speed, bass doesn't smear or like bleed into the mids, meaning music and sound cues in games are not going to sound fuzzy and like low res and mushy, but it's also not going to provide a fast, high clarity listening experience commonly associated with the expectations for more expensive gear. Then in terms of imaging, or that feeling of sound coming accurately from all around you and provide you directional cues, these will be a lot like the Kiwi's Cadenza or like the Moonrap Chew 2, where either the SV or the OG can represent things going on in left and right, like pretty much any other stereo audio, but audio coming from above, below, in front, as well as like from the behind can get confusing at times. Moving on to the separation as well as the detail retrieval, it's mostly the same story of good but nothing special. So you won't get the crystal clear distinction across different instruments or like the different sound cues in games and music. Now, when it comes to the OG's black nozzle as well as the SV's gold nozzle, this is where the SV does it better for music and most especially for gaming. Starting with the OG black nozzle, this provides a higher perceived level of detail across the board and provide that goosebumps-inducing highs for songs like Hello by Adele and orchestra pieces like Test Drive by Lana Music Works. It also does a better job at providing a better sense of imaging performance and like separation versus the default nozzle, but they can sound tiring to listen to and it starts to become irritating after around the 2 hour mark for gaming because it boosts the part that contribute to the sibilance for voices and instruments, making SS&P sound whispery and peaky, while gunshots can come off as thin and sharp. Now, in comparison to that, the gold nozzles on the SV tones down the bass, but it also cuts back on the treble just enough to make it less harsh and actually usable for long hours, where I'm less inclined to recommend this nozzle specifically for general use, especially when outdoors if you like want to push through with that. But if you listen to a lot of songs with female vocals or electric guitars and you want that exciting sound, then this might be a good idea to try out for those types of music. Now, in terms of the technical performance, soundstage on the SV Gold nozzle will still be the typical oblong, everything's inside, stuffed in your head type of staging, but things sound a bit further compared to both details and a bit closer compared to the OG black nozzles, so still nothing special, but it provides a better sense of distance across the board. Imaging, on the other hand, is where I think it's much better done on the gold ones. It removes a lot of the sibilance and harshness during longer uses, nozzles, but I can get a better sense of movement all around me, where sound cues for FPS such as Valorant and R6 are going to be generally better. Although I do have to say here that it still won't be pinpoint accurate as say the 230 Reds or the CCA Phoenix when it comes to gaming, where I can literally call it out and then shoot through smokes with those, but not really with these. Moving on to the separation as well as the detail retrieval, it's no longer that in-your-face type of feeling unlike the OG black nozzles, but this translates to less distinction and the what's and the wheres of sound cues in gaming in exchange for less fatigue without completely losing out on said details. As for the black SV nozzles, it's gonna be warm, it's relaxing, and I hate it. I barely use this nozzle since the default nozzles was already good enough for me from working on still commuting, plus it cuts back on the perceived details, making them sound like blurry and sleepy sounding. I just didn't like that too much. To summarize everything here, the Clean SV is the refined version of the OG. I see no reason to buy the OG unless you want something that's a bit bassier or way more treble centric for the black nozzles, and you don't mind the known QC issues for the nozzles as well as the paint chipping. But generally speaking, it's an all-rounder and a safe recommendation across the board that's not going to be the best at anything specifically, where I think B tier is the most appropriate rating for them given the price plus performance ratio, and I'll only really recommend these to those that doesn't have a specific preference tuning in mind but wants a sampler type of product to pivot from and upgrade from there. Anyway, that's the Kefine Klean and the Kefine Klean OG. Thank you Kefine for sending these out and for letting me say what I want to say, and I also want to thank my members right over here for your continued support to fund burgers. My name is Charles and goodbye.